and welcome to the Narrowboat Experience. I'm Kath.
I'm Anna Marie, and we are right next to our noisy road on the North Stratford Canal.
The plan for today is to go through 6 locks and turn onto the Grand Union Canal.
We have the Kingswood Junction coming up, which is one of the most picturesque junctions. We're hoping for a lovely break in the weather so that we can show you what that junction looks like in the sunshine. However, if we only get cloud, then you'll see what the junction looks like in the cloud. It's still very lovely.
Yeah, we're currently moored up in a long pound in between the locks on the Lapworth Lock Flight. There is visitor moorings here. Yesterday we were frozen in, so we couldn't move.
Today's not so bad, even though I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah, I think there's still a layer of ice, but it's very thin, and we're gonna see how we go. We don't want to scrape any blacking off.
The other thing we have to
we've
be
got the pole.
Yeah. The other thing we have to be careful with is that the locks are really slippery. So I'm going to walk down to the next lock. Kath's going to bring the boat, and we're just going to take it really slow.
Yeah. Safety first. Let's get going then.
So it doesn't look that thick, but it was all joined together. It made the most horrific noise I've ever heard my boat going through. But actually, it's Tasmania, not actually that thick. Actually, when you try to break it, quite easy.
It was fine. I'm not particularly worried about the paintwork, but it was possibly one of the most irresponsible things that we did because of the noise and how terrified I can hear the cats are, and I'm feeling ridiculously guilty and cross with myself for going through it. It sounded awful. But that should be the only frozen pound. We walked down here yesterday and there was no other ice around, so we're good to go. Before we started the lock, I popped inside just to check up on the cats. Munchie's underneath the duvet. Alice is running around howling, but she seems okay. She's just very anxious. So they're fine, we're carrying on with our journey.
If other boats aren't waiting for you or in the way or coming up when you're going down, I find it's really better in a flight like this to go and actually open the next gate. So I wait down here, it fills up, I open this one, and then I got open Kath's, because the hovering I find is a little bit annoying and can be a bit unpredictable.
Sing to me, there ain't no
lock of the day. It's going quite well so far. It's actually turning out to be a really pretty day. The sky is nice and blue, and it's not as cold as it was the other day, which is really good. Anna Marie's still doing a lot of work running around because my back is still a little bit sore and I'm not pushing it too hard and doing it to strain it.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. The fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day. Rocking chair and a glass of wine. In the shade of a tree and I'm feeling fine. There's not a lot to ask when life is going by so fast. One breath away. Step up and say.
So there was a little bit of ice in the pound we just went through, which wasn't as bad an experience as the first lot of ice. It was just minor ice, wasn't it?
You left an ice trail.
I have left an ice trail. This is the last lock before we stop for water. Another thing that we get very excited about.
I'm chasing shadows around the place. It shouldn't take long now in any case. One breath away. Step up and say. Don't try to separate.
It's a completely different
Hate from the ones you don't know.
That's us all filled up with water, and Anna Marie's gone on to set the next lock. I'm just waiting until that's ready and admiring the view. Fantastic news! The gas lockers, or the storage lockers on the back of the boat, are no longer filled with crack. And wouldn't you know it, just as I'm pulling out, there's another boat coming out of its mooring. Luckily that boat appears to be going into the right-hand lock, so we've decided to let that one go first, and I'm just going to reverse back into this lock. And now we're clear, and on we go.
This junction is absolutely gorgeous.
last lock of the day, which is the left-hand lock, which takes us onto the Grand Union, or it takes us down to the junction with the Grand Union. I'm not 100% sure what this little arm is in terms of canal name, so if you do know, please leave it in the comments below. I would be really interested to find out.
Also, I'm imagining Jo would love to put it on her map. Do you think Jo's got a little triangle here?
I'll have to look later.
Have to look at the map. If you haven't seen Jo from Minimalist, her channel is awesome, but also her map is also very awesome, so check those out. We'll put a link in the description below if you're looking for canal maps.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. The fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day.
So this is a little bridge underpass that cuts through from the one branch of the Stratford upon Avon to this little arm. There's some private moorings here, so they might actually have the name of where we are. There's a toilet block and a shower block. There are private moorings on the left and there are visitor moorings on the right. We're not going to stop here because yesterday I came out scouting and I found a really sunny spot and I'm heading to there.
Don't try to separate the ones you hate from the ones you don't know. 'Cause there's a part of you that chasing shadows around the place. Shouldn't take long now in any case. As long as there is light, pretending I can stay the
Ah, the Grand Union, our home, our first home. This is so wide. We've actually seen our first wide beam. Yeah, and we're ice breaking again.
So we're back on the Grand Union for the first time since 2018. We've never travelled this particular stretch before. We're heading towards Birmingham. And I'm coming to my first wide beam appropriate bridge. I don't know if I will fit. We're going to moor up shortly after this bridge, so I will take the opportunity to say thank you for joining us on our journey today. We hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see where we go next. Thanks for watching. Bye.